So I'm drawing parallels in the modern world of child sacrifice compared to that of antiquity. Let's focus the discussion on this imagery that the Watchtower uses to indoctrinate the Jehovah's Witnesses into simply denying life-saving medical treatment such as blood transfusions based on arbitrary rules that they've made based off of obscure Bible verses.
Listen to the manipulation they use.
Isn't it true that when we maintain our integrity, even through serious illness, it can be a tremendous witness to others? That was the case with Jared Scepter.
God's word says, remember then your grand creator in the days of your youth, before the days of distress come. In the days of distress, they arrived early on Jared at 11.
Jared was diagnosed with lymphoma cancer in the middle of 1991. We started trying to figure out how we could get him the treatment that he needed, of course, but in no way would we accept a blood transfusion, and neither would Jared.
I feel very badly for Jared's parents. It's heartbreaking to lose a child. I can't even imagine. They're simply following the instructions handed down from the governing body. But the true victim here is Jared. They're saying Jared didn't want blood. Jared doesn't know what's right and wrong. He's listening to the advice of his parents, and his parents are listening to the directions of the governing body. If they were listening to the advice of the medical experts, they would take the blood and save their child's life. But no, they allow their child to die in the name of God, which is really in the name of the governing body, but it's all in the name of God. It is a sacrifice of your child.
And neither would Jared.
Because you told him not to.
When Jared was in the hospital, Child Protection Services did investigate us. They were concerned there was negligence.
It was just adding to the pain.
The way it turned out, they backed completely away from that. They realized we hadn't been negligent. So as we faced different situations, we'd pray at the time, not to have miraculous answers, but for Jehovah to open our eyes and to be able to find things. And it seemed as though he was really directing us so that we could take care of ourselves spiritually through this situation, as well as take care of Jared's medical needs.
Sure, I'm sure he will.
I remember many times falling on my knees and praying and thinking, this is it. I'm tested beyond what I can bear. And Jehovah would strengthen me. And someone would come, or they would say something, and they fed us. The brother made a schedule, and he said, you're going to feed these friends. And the brother's instructions were, you don't bring it and just drop the food. You stay with those friends. It made me cry.
Surrounding your friends and family with love and support when they are going through a medical situation is absolutely the right thing to do. What I take issue with in this scenario is the fact that these Jehovah's Witnesses will be at that hospital reinforcing the doctrine. They will be there that any moment that the parents might feel like, maybe we should do this, we don't want him to die, or maybe Jared is feeling worried and he doesn't want to die. You will always have that reinforcement of another JW there by the side of the bed saying, abstain from blood. It's just to reinforce that indoctrination.
The love and the caring that we experienced. One time I remember the hallways of this hospital, 1,500 miles away from our home, started filling up with people. To me, that's answering prayers too. It was hard for us to get out of the hospital. So they recorded talks. They would look us in the eye and they'd say, now you need to listen to this. It will keep you strong.
Yeah, it'll keep you indoctrinated.
Jared was worried about us, and he made it clear he was going to be fine. He just didn't know if we were going to be.
This poor baby has no critical thinking skills, no agency of his own. All he has is people surrounding him, reinforcing this idea that if he abstains from blood, he's going to make Jehovah so proud.
Poor boy.
He died in June of 1992. He was at home. And the last thing he said to us was, work hard so we can all be together again.
All the manipulation. It's breaking my heart.
They are idealizing death, and these children will be examples to be emulated.
They let their child pass because that's what they were instructed to do.
It's numbing, because it's almost like you're living a nightmare. Because you never think that those things will happen to you.
But they do. And this is the rules and principles of this organization.
But it did. I didn't want people to see me cry. I didn't want pity. And I didn't. Because of that, those negative feelings, my imagination ran wild. What helped me, I know, was Gary putting into my heart and mind that this is a fight. It's been a challenge for all mankind that if you make it hard on them, they don't love you. Satan said that about Jehovah and individuals. So I would be giving into that.
don't think Satan lets his kids die.
The strong feelings I had and my sorrow almost made me stop. I prayed a lot to go back to the Kingdom Hall. The congregation cried. They lost a little boy. It wasn't just Gary and Beth. They lost a little boy. They cried.
The death of a child.
And I didn't feel alone. And we hugged, we cried together.
It really benefited us to get right back into spiritual focus and get our mind off ourselves.
And I could have gave in to my pain and thought, well, I'm too heartbroken.
It made me have more joy because I realized that now they have hope.
People around us were vital. The support system Jehovah has. And his word, his spirit. Jehovah answered those prayers.
Our goal was really to stay in the full-time ministry, maybe doing something else, but we never ever thought we would be in the circuit work. We would have our daughter working with her husband in the circuit work. It's almost hard to believe it's happening. We look forward to seeing Jared again, having him back with us.
So I'm waiting, and I know I'm not going to be disappointed.
How encouraging to know that Gary and Beth are able to take vacation time to travel occasionally to see their daughter and her husband, who are also serving in the traveling work.
And why are they just telling us now that Jared has a sister? Like she's an afterthought? This must have affected her. Her brother dying because he's refusing blood in some remote hospital. And this is somehow good? Does she even understand? She probably doesn't. All she knows is she's being told reinforce this idea of indoctrination that you're doing the right thing in the name of Jehovah. Poor babies.
And did you notice how Gary, Beth, and Jared felt Jehovah's loving support as they prayed throughout this heart-wrenching trial? They asked for wisdom when seeking medical treatment for Jared. Jehovah put his arms around them and listened when they felt overwhelmed with grief and negative feelings. He strengthened Jared's hope in the resurrection and helped brother and sister Scepter stay spiritually strong. Can there be any doubt that Jehovah was answering their prayers?
Oh, yes.
Doesn't that strengthen our conviction that Jehovah will also answer Jared's prayer that they all will be together again?
You're not critically thinking?
No, Jehovah didn't miraculously cure Jared. But through his endurance and strong faith, Jared gives a witness to the universe that even a child that trusts in Jehovah can prove his loyalty to death.
Disgusting. Gary Bro is a governing body member helper, and he is promoting this dangerous narrative that normalizes and even exalts extreme behaviors such as self-sacrifice. Now, this child, again, he should be listening to the advice of the medical experts. Instead, he is just surrounded by people that he trusts, reinforcing the narrative that you will be looked upon as like they're not going to say hero, but they will promote you and use you as propaganda as some kind of hero in God's name. I think that a parallel can be drawn between antiquity and modern day, with people committing extreme acts for devotion or loyalty to their God. The person is putting their religious beliefs over the sanctity of human life.